Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Love, Sex, Food with myself, Prema.
And Jigs.
So today we're going to be talking about something that was kind of inspired by a chat that we had with our best friends last night when we were having dinner outside. Absolutely beautiful little pop-up table. Um, as the sun was going down. And we were talking about the difference between the word bachelor and the word spinster and why they are perceived and judged in different ways. And it was a really, really interesting conversation. And it led us today to kind of think about what we wanted to focus on to share. And obviously, as you know, Jigs has been on 500 First Dates. So he's a dating expert, embodied, didn't do a course. He actually lived it, breathed it for about 27 years, maybe a bit more than that, 30 years. And I also went through the process of having to date after being married for 23 years and basically never having gone on a date, because every time I ever went out on the first date with a man, he immediately asked me to be his girlfriend. And then I hardly ever dated at all. So I had to come into the dating scene after very, very, very little experience of dating, completely green. I didn't know what the hell I was doing in a pretty harsh world that was not the romance that I had in my mind. So we're coming from two different places. So the reason why I wanted to kind of focus on this question today is because a lot of my girlfriends, particularly in their late 30s, early 40s, are saying, what am I going to do if I never meet anyone? Is there anyone really, truly out there for me? Am I going to end up as a spinster? What does that mean? What does it mean to decentralize men out of your life, which a lot of my girlfriends in that age group are now doing? They're actively putting their hands up and saying, I want a decentralized man life. And does that actually help you to love yourself more and focus on yourself, so therefore you attract your dream partner? Or does it create more separation between men and women? So that's what we're going to chat about this morning. We're in bed. We're having
Lazy
a
Sunday morning.
very lazy Sunday morning. It's like 12:30. We are just chill, 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 drinking very delicious coffee that we bought from a cool spot in Mumbai called Veronica's in Bandra, and eating the leftovers a little bit from the last couple of days of cooking. So yeah, so Jigs, what do you think? What would you say? Obviously, you've got dating clients. What would you say to one of your clients who comes and says, "What if I never meet anyone? Like, I don't think I'm going to ever meet anyone. I'm about to lose faith."
I think first and foremost, you can't force it. You should never force it. Um, it's not a transaction. It's not black and white. I think if you yourself have shown up to the best of your ability, you are completely confident and secure with yourself, and you are open to meeting someone, then that is the best that you can do.
Hmm.
Because ultimately, I think people don't realize that there are two people involved when it comes to a relationship, you know, or or connections. If you're ready to meet your person and the person you go on a date with, excuse my French, but is a fuck boy, what's going to happen is that your paths are going to cross, but you're going to then end up in two very different places. So I think first and foremost, just don't force it. I think you've got to be really comfortable with the fact that you enjoy your own company, you have great friends around you, you have a great support network. And yeah, don't ever give up. I mean, I never gave up, but I also enjoyed the process of dating. So it's probably not the answer that you want to hear, because I don't think there is a um fundamental solution to it. I think you truly need to be focused on creating your own happiness
Mm.
and not finding happiness through meeting someone else. Now, obviously, when you do meet that right person, then your happiness kind of gets,
Multiplies,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
But I think we could waste a lot of time and energy and lose our own self if we solely focus on what if I don't meet that person.
Mm.
Because ultimately everything comes when it's ready,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I hear you. I agree to some degree, but if you'd said that to me when I was dating and I really wanted to call him my partner, I would have found that a little bit like, yeah, 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 really frustrating. I couldn't hear it. And I think that's the thing, is that you can only hear things when you really allow yourself, when you kind of soften your mindset and your grip, your grip on, I want this, and you're gripping it so hard, you've got to kind of release it. That's what I did in the end, because I'll be honest with you, last night when we were outside and you were being absolutely incredible, bringing out the most delicious food, and we had couple of our best friends round, and I looked over at you and I was like, I couldn't be happier being your wife. I love you and I love being your wife. I love being your wife so much. It really brings me joy just being alive as your wife. I know that sounds super cheesy, but honest to God, because I love partnership. I love intimacy. I have a very close circle of friends, and I've always been that way. I the word I would use is I'm a very devoted person.
Yeah, I'd
And
agree.
I love it. I love to be able to devote all of my attention and my time to you in that romantic way. Obviously, I also devote attention to my kids and my business and my friends, but it is different. And I was thinking, wow, I just did a big long exhale and I thought, yes, this was it. This was the thing that I was waiting for. And so for me, I was holding that intention. I couldn't, even when people said like forget about it, like someone will come. I actually couldn't. I couldn't forget about it because I knew that that's what makes me happy. So I had to sort of hold it, but lightly, not give up, not say, oh, no, I don't think I ever completely put it out of my
No,
mind.
I would agree. I said, if you I don't think you should give up. I don't think anyone should give up. There's a fine balance just between being optimistic and hopeful
Mm,
and someone forcing the agenda.
yeah.
I think when you force something, you are exerting energy and ultimately people can tell when it's being forced. But when it's naturally lies within you and you are optimistic and you're hopeful and you're happy,
Mm.
then that's a far better way of holding out for the right person, but still living in joy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, coming to this question we were talking about last night, like women who are saying I'm decentralizing men from my life. So even when I chose to kind of on a my journey, my path, I had 3 years. I traveled all over the world. I had an amazing time. I was celibate during that time. I literally went here, there, and everywhere. I was in the jungle. I was in the mountains. It was just fantastic. It was like I took myself on my dream adventure. I still hadn't decentralized men. I think that when people say I am decentralizing men, I think that's a really strong statement that has an energy behind it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of like a fuck you.
Well, do you think
Yeah,
that? Do you? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
as a man, it's pretty much, you know, I don't need men in my life. Uh,
Or do
uh,
you think so? The case for women who are saying that right now is that I don't need a man in my life because I am focusing on myself, and society says that I should be in a relationship with a man, or potentially evaluates your success as a woman as whether you have a partner or whether you're a mother. That's another chat for another time. But there is a lot of, if you decide to go it alone, like we said, be a spinster,
yeah,
never married, don't want to be married, that is a radical statement about saying I choose not only, well, I suppose it's like I choose me. I choose not to bow to convention or pressure or the mainstream narrative of what women should be doing. So it's kind of empowering. So I suppose spinster and decentralizing men, is it similar?
no, not
Same?
at
No.
all.
Okay,
Absolutely not at all. I
right.
think a spinster is a term, a definition that's been around for a long time, and I think it's changed in connotation to what it originally started with. this new terminology of decentralizing men feels angry.
Mm.
It feels angry because
Feels
it
like a power move, doesn't it?
yeah, it feels like, "Do you know what? I don't need you. Haven't found you, but I no longer need you." Well, how do you know what you need or you don't need if you've never experienced it? And I think that in itself, for me, is if you choose to go it alone, um, not put focus on finding a man, that's really respectful. It
Mm.
really is, because ultimately what you're saying at that precise moment is, I will find happiness through myself and through everything else, not through a man.
Yeah.
That I respect,
Mhm.
that I find really powerful. But on the other hand of saying what was it?
Decentralizing.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, that's just saying, well, yeah, just to me, that's angry.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's it it's an energy, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
different energy between the 2.
Words are
Um,
powerful,
yeah.
right?
I mean, one really interesting thing I was reading the other day was that men fundamentally like to feel needed and women fundamentally like to feel chosen. And that's our sort of default setting as men and women. So men like to feel like, yeah, I'm a man, I can do this, I can protect you, I can provide for you. I'm needed because I'm adding to your life. So men like to value add with them being themselves, and women absolutely love to be chosen. I can tell you that from a woman.
Yeah.
That's why the whole of like everything I believe around women and beauty and fitness and wellness and dance and art and crafts and all of these things, it's like saying, look at my beauty, look at my ability to create, look at my ability to kind of nurture anything, whether it's, like animals, plants, all of these different things. So women love to be chosen, men need to be love to be needed. So if you're sending out a message saying I'm decentralizing men.
But also another massive shift has been that women have become far much more independent.
Mm,
They've become far much more self-sufficient. They can do jobs equally or if not better than men, which has kind of shifted the power because if fundamentally men need to be
needed.
needed and a woman now can do what men can do, it's kind of knocked the balance off. Now,
Mm,
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just
yeah,
saying that's the truth, is that now women don't need a man for them to provide because women can
yeah,
make their own
yeah,
money. They could do this, they could do that. Women can have a child without having a partner, you
yeah.
know?
It's true, actually. Yeah.
So
That's the ultimate. I don't need
yeah.
you.
So I think it has unfortunately knocked the masculine and the feminine polarity that was very instinctive and kind of
Mm,
cavemanish,
mm,
right? Because a man, if you make him feel needed, will kind of embrace it. But
yeah,
if you um, demasculate a man, not intentionally, but men can also be very sensitive,
yeah,
that if they don't feel that they're needed, they don't know what their place is.
yeah.
But then that ultimately comes down to their own superiority or insecurity.
Insecurity, that is a
That
jigism.
is a
Oh my god,
jigism.
get the dictionary out.
Yeah,
Insecurity,
I don't know.
wow!
What do you call it?
Insecurity.
Insecurity.
I mean, I prefer your version because 'cause
Yeah.
it's got more of a, do I know that word or not?"
I do make up a lot of words, FYI. And they're called jigisms.
We have a small dictionary. The
Yeah.
dictionary of jigs. Okay, well, yeah, and I mean, if you're a man listening to this, and I don't know how many men do listen to this, I'm kind of maybe guessing that there's more women, but I don't know. But if you're a man listening to it, I do want to say on behalf of the feminine, largely, that women do really love to be chosen and seen and heard and worshipped and being treated like the goddess that we are, because we do create life. We bring human beings into the world through our bodies. We embrace everything, birth, death, life, everything. And that energy is, I think it's got a real reverence to like behind it. And for someone who was in a very, happy marriage for a long time, that was the piece that was totally and utterly 100% missing, and ultimately, that was the piece that meant that I knew really that this was never gonna last the course, because as a woman, it's so important to feel chosen, and you are the absolute king of that. I mean, do you remember yesterday when I came downstairs and the first thing you always say to me is, "Wow, you look gorgeous," like, every single day. I never get bored of it. I'm so grateful that you noticed all of the just my not even the effort, because I'm not not hype. I'm like a 10-minute get ready girl, but I can't tell you how that makes me feel. Those simple words, it's everything, because not because I need it, because I absolutely know my beauty inside and out, but it's the fact that you noticed,
Mm,
you chose you and you choose me every day. When you
yeah.
say that, you like recommit to it, and that as a woman gives you this sense of like, wow, I do feel like a goddess. So I think they're in order to attract a man like that, I think saying how holding an energy of I don't need you. I'm not sure how that comes together. Do you know what I mean?
No, because I think one of the quickest ways of connecting with someone, I believe, is through vulnerability,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
If you're vulnerable, even in a work situation, a relationship situation, if you share something and you make yourself vulnerable, you give the other person the opportunity to either lean in, come in, and to be vulnerable back, or they choose to listen to your vulnerability and to not share.
mm,
Immediately, that tells you where this person sits
yeah.
kind of in your life, right? So I think,
And that sits over above whether you're a man or a woman, or you're
yeah.
needed, or you're chosen, or whatever.
So
It's that honesty, I would
yeah.
say.
So if you are not met with that, then you kind of know immediately where someone is. And but if you have a guard up, or if you have this anger, or if you have this mindset that I don't need you, you're not going to lean into someone.
Mm,
And ultimately, when you are dating, especially when you're dating, or even at work, when you're when you've got a new employee, or you're working with someone for new, or you're going on a date, if someone shares kindness or shares something with you and you like them, or you don't know if they like you, but then they do something like that, there's a way that you know that they're interested, right?
mhm, mhm.
So then if they lean in and then you lean out, well, you know that's not your person.
Yeah.
If they lean in and you lean in, then hey, you're a bit closer together.
Mm,
So I think attitude and mindset is really important when it comes to not just even meeting someone, but even prior. So going back to what you were saying, if you're decentralizing men, what does that say about your mindset and your attitude towards men?
mm. But okay, so what about what we were saying last night about the word spinster versus bachelor?
It's
Because you were a bachelor,
I
weren't
was a
you? I
bachelor.
mean, then you were kind of owning it, especially in the New York years, weren't you?
I mean, I think sadly, the word spinster and bachelor, even though through definition they're both kind of equal, but in the both masculine and the feminine world, spinster has a very negative connotation. When you were asked yesterday,
Mm.
what's your definition of a spinster? What did you say?
I said cats, and
Yeah,
then I said, and don't mention like left and shelf in a
yeah.
sentence around that, which, you kind of, you think of like movies where there's the old spinster and she lives on her own. And, it's that thing again that when a woman truly chooses herself, there tends to be negative connotations in in society, people tend to think that is, like, weird or that she hasn't been chosen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why there's this narrative. It's like that's why women wanna be chosen because it's kinda drummed into us that if you're not chosen, you're gonna be a spinster, and that in itself has a negative term.
But then a bachelor is kind of aspirational, isn't it? It's cool.
Yeah.
It's not negative.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, say, for example, if you're like 60 and you say, I'm a 60-year-old bachelor, people would
George
think,
Clooney.
yeah, like, oh, yeah, he's cool. Like, he's played the field and he never found that one. So he's holding out
Yeah.
because he's so magnetic that he can have any woman whenever he wants. Whereas if you're 60 and you're a spinster, it's like, oh, shame about that, love. Like, never happened for you, did it? Oh, shame. That
And
is
that
so, even when I think about it, it's just like,
it does, yeah, it is a shitty situation because when you add in what we were saying earlier about how women are far much more successful and career orientated, and they've made that decision
Mm,
to pursue their career over the traditional life that one might lead. Um, it's a shame because they have everything. They've got success, they've got power, they've got wealth. Um, but ultimately, I think it comes down to the individual. If you are truly content with everything that because you make a conscious decision, right? You say, I'm going to not put a priority onto family and child and children, and I'm gonna go
mm.
and be a badass CEO and
Yeah.
build a Fortune
Or
500
or
company.
or
Well,
not
yeah,
even that. I
yeah,
mean, that's a very masculine goal. A lot of women are just like, "I want less noise in my
yeah,
life. I want less pressure. I just wanna have a simple life. I wanna just do what I love, and I wanna just, I don't know, sit in, read books,
yeah,
like, listen to music, just chat with my friends." That's also, like, success.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I agree. Mine was extremely masculine. Um,
That's, you know why though? Because you're thinking of if what a male goal is to pursue.
yeah,
If you didn't choose kids, you'd say, "Oh, I didn't have kids, but I built 10
mm,
companies and did this and I did that." But for women, I tell you what it is, it's peace.
mm.
Most women and men want peace. And if building companies brings you peace, amazing. But also, if just being a little bit more introverted gives you peace, great. Or going out and running a book club, if that gives you peace, great.
But also another thing that I wanna just add into the mix of this is that people's family experience, as in how as in the home or the family they grew up in and their idea of what a marriage looked like, plays also a big
Mm,
impact into what you feel is important and also what your definition or view of marriage and commitment is. And if you've had parents who um, are not particularly loving towards each other and arguing and so on, you're like, well, that's the only version of marriage that you see.
yeah,
Therefore, you're like, why the hell would I want to go and do that? So I
yeah,
think we also
definitely.
need to be very conscious and respectful and open-minded the to what we grew up with from the definition of what we thought marriage
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then obviously you yourself have a choice when you do meet that person or you're thinking about marriage to say, well, actually, that's how it was in the way I was brought up. But when I meet my person, I want to live a very different way when it comes to how I would like to be married.
Mm,
And that's the case for everything. That's also the case for parenting,
yeah.
a lot of things in life. But I think don't be fooled to think that your past, and I'm not just talking about your personal dating life, but also the way that you experienced love and you saw marriage
Mm.
doesn't have an impact into what you think commitment, peace,
Yeah,
and life is.
definitely. I really agree. And also, if there is something I just want to say for anyone who's listening right now, because maybe you picked up this episode because of the title. And I just do wanna say that I honestly do understand that frustration of that kind of exclamation of, "Where the baby? Where the hell is my husband?" Like that, I really get that, and I think there's a reason why that song is so popular,
Mm.
is because it lands. It's like, where are those good men that are here to meet women and build something that maybe isn't shiny and it isn't a status thing, it's just a quiet building of connection and something that I think only the combination of male and female energies can do, which is like a real sense of harmony, like where I bring things to you in your life that I don't think you could maybe get elsewhere.
Mm.
And you definitely do that for me. And so if you're listening, I really, really, truly, deeply, honestly feel you. It is a frustration, but frustration, the energy of frustration isn't, I think, the one that does eventually bring that person into your life. I had to feel the frustration, kind of like get so frustrated and went on a whole month's tantra immersion where I got out all that frustration, all of that rage by kind of, being pretty feral, to be honest, and actually feeling all of it. And then once I'd done it, it sort of disappeared. And I think then I became like empty, quiet. And then when I met you, I was like, yeah, like a full body yes, pretty much as soon as I met you. So if you're listening, I get it. I really get it. And what do you think? Do you think there's men who actually like? Is that what you really truly wanted? Did you want to get married, or would in the end were you a bit like, well, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I think it changed during the course of my years. I think when I was younger, I really wanted to get married because I think that was more to do with expectations in society and
Do
all of
you
that.
though? Because you are like the best husband in the world. I think you've got it in you. Like,
But that I mean, I was always a romantic when I was younger, right? And then I think when I went to New York, things changed for me because I was like, "Oh, this is a bit different." And then I started dating. And then I started dating, but then it didn't really go anywhere a lot of the time. But I enjoyed I enjoyed dating. And then I think later on in life, I was like, I don't want to put pressure on the word marriage. I want to meet my person. And then if I've met my person, it will lead to whatever it's going to lead to.
mm,
And I think the older you become, the less importance I personally put on marriage and the more importance I put on meeting the right person.
mm,
And then depending on, because obviously I can only control what I can control.
mm,
I I can't control how you think. So if I wanted to get married and I put something very black and white and physical about that into what I felt was important, and you'd already been married and you didn't want to get married again, then am I gonna risk losing someone that I'm so connected to because of something that I want and you don't want?
mm.
Now, yes, we could speak about it, and yes, I'm sure we would find a way. But for me, it was about finding the right person and then seeing where it goes. So I didn't really have much pressure on I needed to get married. Ultimately, you know, I knew with you very quickly that I wanted to marry you because I'd never experienced anything like this before. But I didn't meet you thinking I'm going to get married.
Yeah, but do you remember what was it, our second date? We were in Soho House and you were really brave and you said to me, "So what is it you're looking for?" And I said, "I want to get married."
Mm.
And I remember you going, "Oh, okay," like that. And I didn't know at all at that point that you were a bit marriage phobic. But I knew that's what I wanted. And should I tell you, it's not because I want to be married for any like reason, like legal reason, or like
Tax
because
reasons.
I've got you, like that's it. Like I'm married, and that's it. I've got my man. I tell you what it is that I just love. I love the dynamic and energy of being married. I love that devotion. I love being your wife. I love calling myself Mrs. Patel. I love being part of your family. And I love the fact that you know that I truly respect and honor you. And I really see you in that, oh, I'd say like the OG energy of a husband. And I really, it's like a real turn on. I love
Mm.
it. It just, so when I said that, it's because it wasn't, I think that's why men might get scared when a woman says, "I wanna get married," because, it's like that whole ball and chain
Yeah, but
thing.
that sadly is you marrying the wrong person.
Mm.
I There are times where I've thought that in the past. That's kind of maybe what put me off, and also someone's, um, behavior in a relationship could tell you a lot about what they were gonna be like when you get married.
Mm.
From day one, you have been the most trusting, y liberated, uncontrolling person there is, and even, when we got married, you didn't change at all. You allow me to be my person. I still feel like I have the most amount of freedom that I had even prior to us being married. So I'm like, win.
Yeah, but that's really interesting that that in your mind you might have even thought, "Oh, we got married and you didn't change." So that, I think maybe that's a subconscious fear of a man, is that
I
you
think a
marry.
lot of men think that way. I think a lot of men think that way, and I don't think that that comes because of them. I think women do change. Not all, but I'm going to be a bit controversial here. But
Really? Do you
things,
think that? I don't know. I
well,
don't agree. I think maybe, can I just be controversial back? I think maybe a man's perception changes when he's got a wife. Maybe subliminally he thinks, "Oh shit, like now I'm a husband. That's more responsibility, so less freedom. I've got to show up. I've got, you carry more responsibility." And maybe men don't like that, and they actually see women as causing that, but actually it's your own, that's your own pressure you put on
I mean,
yourselves.
also, obviously, we don't have our own children, so that's not changed our relationship. But if you were younger and you did have children, then things would change in your relationship,
Yeah, that's
yeah?
definitely true.
Um, but I think it's also being your true authentic self from the beginning that means that there's no need to drop your guard later on.
Also, I think what you said then is really important. Like, if you look at how people are in other relationships, it gives you a really good indication of what kind of person they are. Because I remember when I met you, you said, "Oh, I've never been married, but I've been a best man," what was it, like 5 times or something?
7.
7, okay, you've been a best man 7 times. And I thought to myself, really early, that was on the first day, and I thought to myself, "Wow, somebody who's been a best man 7 times must really be loved, respected, and yeah, like that's a big honor to be asked to be
Yeah.
someone's best man." And I thought to myself straight away, wow, this guy knows how to be in relationships with people, because literally that just doesn't happen otherwise. And I suppose when you see me with my kids, you get an idea of what kind of, because being a mum, that's a definite different energy. But I'm not that dissimilar as a
No.
mum. In fact, I mean, I think I'm actually myself, but just with a mum hat. I don't think I turn into a different person. Do you think?
No, not at all.
So
I
that's
love
really
how you
interesting.
parent.
Mm. You see, that is it really, I think some people, when they are with their children, they turn into a totally different
Mm,
character. And then, of course, that can be a bit scary for you
yeah.
if you're married to that person, because you're like, "Oh, okay." Um, so yeah, anyway, this has been a really interesting episode.
Yep, absolutely.
It's more of a kind of conversation as usual, but I think closing message from me would be that just keep choosing you and keep rejecting stereotypes of anything, and keep the fear of not being chosen at bay by just choosing yourself, and choosing yourself in the small moments, like I choose to wear this gorgeous outfit today, and or choosing yourself in the big moments, like I'm going to go and drink ayahuasca in Peru. Just choose yourself in all of it. That was what I would say. What would you say?
I would say don't force it.
Mm,
Don't force it, don't force it, don't force it, and be in the highest form of joy
mm,
personally.
mhm,
And I think those 2 things, ironically, could attract your person.
mhm. Yeah, like that card I bought you the other day. It says, "Fuck normal, choose joy." And
That's
I
it.
think that would be
Yeah,
if you had a bumper sticker, that's what yours would say.
yeah.
What would mine say?
Nurturing touch.
Nurturing touch?
Love creates love.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, love creates love. Caught me off guard.
Love creates love. Yeah, I think it would be. All right, so we're off now. We are. What are we doing this week? Oh, I'm going to see my son graduate tomorrow. Jigs absolutely saved my ass by saying, "Should we book the tickets to Leeds?" And then we found out that all trains to Leeds are in fact booked tomorrow. So this is exactly why I love having a husband because he thinks logically like a man and checks that everything is actually in place before I start going on my adventures. So that's what I'm doing. What else? Oh, we're going disco dancing as
Yeah,
well.
God,
Oh,
if you've not been to the Rivali Ballroom in
it's so
Southeast
good.
London, check it out. It's like going back into the 1940s. It is absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
Would
top night, going
Yeah,
with some mates. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're up to whilst we're building our empire in India as well.
yeah.
So also we are going to release the date in August now
We
because we're
have
getting
actually
to
got a
the
date
end.
set.
Have we? We've got a date.
Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah, on the
17th of
17th of August.
August.
We ought to do something about that.
Yeah.
17th of August, food safari in London. So
Singles food safari.
singles food safari. So if you're interested, send us a DM probably through Instagram is the best way to go. Or look at our link tree on Insta and then send us a WhatsApp because there'll be details of that coming out really soon. So for today, just want to say thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and share, follow us on Insta. We really appreciate you tuning in. This is our little passion project that we love to do.
That's it.
So
Until next time.
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.